Welcome back to the True Crime series. Today we are going to be looking at one of America's first serial killers. Of course, we are going to be talking about H.H. Holmes. If you haven't actually heard of H.H. Holmes, that doesn't surprise me. I actually had no idea who he was until I started looking into him. So let's dive in. So Holmes was born on May the 16th, 1861. He was born into a affluent family, which basically means that his family were rich and very influential amongst the community. During his childhood, it was said that his intelligence was actually unusually high. He eventually became interested in medicine as he started growing up older, and it was also said that he experimented on some animals, learning their anatomy. There was also some accounts that he was responsible for his friend's death. However, again, this story is from the 1800s, we can't really get all the facts. So his crime started with various frauds and scams, and when he ended up going to university, he stole a corpse and used that as life insurance fraud. So in 1885, he ended up moving to Chicago and started working in a small pharmacy. Later on, he ended up taking over the pharmacy, and there was a whole bunch of rumours that maybe he actually killed the original owner, but again, we're not sure. Then he ended up building the place known as the Murder Castle. This was basically a 3-story building that had some unique features, to say the least. In his house there was loads of secret passageways, corridors with no end. There was also trap doors and chutes for him to throw bodies down to the basement where he would eventually burn the bodies. Now, I don't know who constructed this home, but surely you're gonna have a lot of questions. At least I would have a lot of questions of why I'm building corridors to no end, trap doors leading to the basement, secret passageways. I mean, maybe it's not their place to ask, but a bit strange. However, in 1893, he ended up opening his house as a hotel for guests to stop at. And I think we can all sort of guess of how that went. Other victims were lured to the hotel with employment. Of course, they were never employed. Holmes also had many engagements and many fiancées. However, within a few months, they would all seem to go missing. However, Holmes did end up going to jail. He actually went to jail again for fraud, where he tried to get his business associate, Benjamin Peitzel, I hope I've said that right. Basically, he pretended to be dead and they tried to get life insurance. When he eventually got out, he killed his associate and went to his associate wife, basically asking if he could travel around the world with her and her kids, and she thought her husband was in hiding because Holmes had said because of the insurance scandal that he was hiding away when actually he had killed him. However, she ended up saying, yes, that's fine, come travel with us, and her children became more victims. It's actually estimated that he killed between 20 and 200 people, so that was a lot of people. So after a few weeks, he ended up getting caught by the authorities. This was in November 1894. During his time in custody, he ended up saying loads of different stories to the police. He told them that he killed 27 people, and then other stories were completely different. However, he was eventually convicted. He tried to appeal, but of course that was overturned and he was later hung. Honestly, due to the amount of information available, because this case was such a long time ago, it's kind of hard to guess why he'd done it, because this is all prediction, this is all me having a little guess of why people kill, because the truth is we never know why people kill. We don't know what leads to that behaviour. It was obvious that he wanted to learn more about the human body, more about anatomy. I don't know how much information there was on anatomy back in those days, but there was a lot of dark stuff that was happening, so maybe he was curious and wanted to learn more, but he also had like a lack of empathy for any of his victims. He didn't care about his associate and his wife and his kids. Like, he didn't care at all. He apparently killed his friend, the shop owner. He had no empathy at all for any of these people, by the sounds of it. He also got away with his crimes for a very long time. I don't know if this might have something to do with his like influence on society, because he was born into a rich, influential family. Maybe he had that influence over other people. He was also a doctor, so I don't know if that might have had an influence of how he stayed uncaught for so long, maybe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've made it this far, please leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed it, because it will really help me out, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye!